The tree will be shaken until every bad apple falls. First tonight, strong words from the Prime Minister in Parliament after allegations against Bahamian law enforcement officers making international headlines. Cocaine, weapons and conspiracy at the center of a shocking U.S. indictment. The Prime Minister says the betrayal will not go unanswered. This as the criminal indictment sparks heated moments in Parliament. The House Speaker shuts down the opposition leader's request to address the issue. Why timing and a typo were key. This as protesters call for the top cop's resignation. And justice sought for 72-year-old Vanetia Butler. A 25-year-old man stands accused of her brutal rape and murder. Details emerge in court as the accused killer faces additional charges of burglary. Then in our news at 7:30. Prime Minister Philip Davis signals the start of a critical process for voters as the Boundaries Commission gears up to redraw constituency lines. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. A senior officer in the Royal Bahamas Police Force among 11 Bahamians named in a criminal indictment issued by a U.S. court, dealing another blow, devastating blow to the force's integrity. The charges, which also implicate a police sergeant, a Defense Force officer, and 2 Colombians, include conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States, possession and use of firearms, and firearms conspiracy. The revelation sending shockwaves across the country, prompting the Prime Minister to deliver a stern promise in Parliament saying this betrayal will not go unanswered. Berthany McDermott gets us started tonight.
The tree will be shaken until every bad apple falls.
That's Prime Minister Philip Davis responding to an indictment filed in New York that alleges that 11 Bahamians, including members of law enforcement, conspired to import cocaine into the United States. The details caught the country off guard after the unsealed indictment made the rounds on social media on Tuesday evening. The indictment names Chief Superintendent of Police Elvis Curtis, who was officer in charge of the Airport Division, Sergeant Prince Simonet, who works with Curtis, and RBDF Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker as conspirators who helped facilitate the transshipments of tons of cocaine from South America through the Bahamas and ultimately the United States. Responding to the damning indictment, Prime Minister Philip Davis sought to make it clear that the betrayal will not go unanswered, adding that it strikes at the core of who we are as a nation.
The government of the Bahamas will act decisively to ensure that those responsible for these breaches, regardless of rank or position, are held accountable.
The indictment alleges that corrupt officers and government officials undermined the work and progress of Operation Bahamas in Turks and Caicos, which was launched in 1982 to police drug trafficking operations in the southern Bahamas. It reads the increase in cocaine flow through the Bahamas has been a direct result of drug-fueled corruption that has infected various Bahamian institutions. It adds more specifically since at least in or about May 2021, corrupt high-ranking members of the RBPF and other Bahamian government officials have worked with Colombian and Bahamian drug traffickers to facilitate the receipt, protection, and safe passage of massive cocaine shipments through the airports and ports of the Bahamas. It continues the corrupt RBPF and Bahamian government officials support the drug trade in the United States at every turn. It reads that in or about September 2024, Curtis told a trafficker that in exchange for $2 million, a high-ranking Bahamian politician, whom Curtis named, would authorize the assistance and involvement of Bahamian law enforcement officials, including RBPF officers, in facilitating cocaine shipment.
I've directed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to issue a diplomatic note requesting further details about allegations involving a high-ranking Bahamian politician. Such allegations demand thorough investigation, and no stone will be left unturned in seeking the truth.
Now, the Prime Minister also committing that his government will introduce new legislation that will provide greater oversight to law enforcement officers and hopefully prevent instances like this from happening again. Reporting for our news, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Meanwhile, House Speaker Patricia DeVoe rejected opposition leader Michael Pintard's request to address Parliament on the shocking indictment. The Speaker cited parliamentary rules requiring such letters to be submitted at least an hour before the session and deemed appropriate by the Speaker before being tabled. She noted Pintard's letter was incorrectly dated, requesting to speak at Thursday's session instead. Despite this, a motion was brought to the floor for members to decide whether Pintard could proceed, but the request ultimately denied.
If you're going by the 1 hour, which again, Madam Speaker, given the gravity of the matter, I find it quite remarkable that a letter was received clearly an hour before this House began. We began at about 10:30, Madam Speaker, and I've confirmed the time. And the letter certainly has been in more than an hour of this particular sitting. But that aside, Madam Speaker, we should actually be dealing also with the spirit of what is going on at this moment, Madam Speaker.
I hear you, Honourable Member.
So an attempt, Madam Speaker, should not be made on a technical ground to disqualify us.
And Prime Minister Philip Davis dismissed the opposition's push, arguing it did not qualify as a matter of public importance. The debate escalated into a heated exchange, with Davis asserting the opposition has misinterpreted parliamentary rules, particularly those governing question and answer time.
Read the rules. Read the rules. I can follow the rules. I follow the rules. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
And that unsealed U.S. indictment also prompting protests outside Parliament this morning by the Coalition of Independents and other concerned citizens. Joshua Williams was there as the demonstration escalated.
The arrest of 11 Bahamians, including a senior police officer, along with a police sergeant, prompting heating calls for the resignation of the country's top cop. The calls for resignation came as the Coalition of Independents, along with crime activists, protest outside of the House of Assembly this morning.
I would love to be arrested for the Bahamian people. Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me?
Yeah. What it is?
Why?
Yeah, what it is?
Why?
The cover blowing off an already sizzling pot since members of the Coalition of Independents gathered this morning. The indictment, which was unsealed yesterday, names Chief Superintendent Elvis Curtis, officer in charge of the Airport Division, Royal Bahamas Police Force Sergeant Prince Albert Simonet, and Royal Bahamas Defense Force Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker as conspirators who helped facilitate the transshipment of tons of cocaine from South America through the Bahamas and into the United States. With a copy of it in hand, COI leader Lincoln Bain says these latest developments warrant the top cop's resignation.
I'm here today to show you that we have been embarrassed internationally again. It's like we are in a time machine. It's like we have woken up, not in 2024, but like we have woken up in 1984. We need change. I am calling on the immediate resignation of the Commissioner of Police.
Also present at the protest was Citizens for Justice leader Bishop Walter Hanschel. Hanschel says he's disappointed that once again the country has been cast in a negative light.
They're giving not just the police force a bad name, but the entire country. This is like an international shame. This is our country, this is our name, this is all we have. And, you look at the big picture, and we got the community hurting so bad.
The Commissioner of Police released a statement today calling the accusations a dark moment for the force, adding that any officer implicated will face appropriate consequences. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. A 25-year-old man is behind bars tonight after being charged with killing a 72-year-old woman over the weekend. Our Delvado Emmanuel was in court this afternoon and filed this report.
Javon Forbes, the man who police believe raped and killed 72-year-old Vernicia Butler early Saturday morning, was arraigned in the magistrate's court this afternoon. Butler was killed after a man broke into a home on Ross Corner before 3 a.m. Police believe the killer entered the home through a front window. Police said an autopsy also revealed she suffered internal injuries. In court today, Forbes was charged with sexually assaulting Butler and strangling her to death. The 24-year-old was also charged with burglary, but did not enter a plea during his appearance before Senior Magistrate Carolyn Vogue Evans. He is set to return to court on February 27, 2025, when prosecutors are expected to present a voluntary bill of indictment.
Now, Forbes has informed the court that his client had been receiving death threats while in custody at the Grove Police Station. That resulted in his client being placed in isolation. The attorney has asked for similar recommendation for his client while he is on remand at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks for that, Delvado. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson has got you covered. He's in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Ganino, and a happy Wednesday evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions around the islands today. Temperatures managed to get into the 80s. We're settling into the mid-70s right now. 76 is our current temperature with a few clouds on the outside. Your winds out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour. A little bit of a breeze out there. Feels like temperature is a comfortable 74 degrees. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 72 in Freeport, 74 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 76, Alistown, Bimini, here in the capital and over in Governor's Harbor. 75s, Great Harbor Key, Nicholstown, Andros, Central Bahamas, 78s, Kemps Bay, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, the Exumas, Deadman's Key, Coburn Town, San Salvador, 77, and into the southeast Bahamas, 80 degrees in Duncantown, Ragged Island, 78s, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, 79 with some showers and isolated thunderstorms nearby, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands, Matthewtown, Niagara, deep south. You round out our temperature profile at 80 degrees. Satellite radar composite, much improved conditions across the northwest and central Bahamas, a dry air mass moving across the southeast United States, moving into our area, but the disturbance near the southeast Bahamas still providing some clouds and some showers and isolated thunderstorms down there. We expect that disturbance to slightly slide towards the west, but most of the activity will stay east of the islands over the next couple of days. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in our sports tonight, for the first time, we have a team going to the Carifta Gymnastics Games. And Coach Yo and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels get a warm reception at Baha Mar.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Tune in to relive the magic of one of the Bahamas' oldest and most iconic events, the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. From thrilling native sloop races to delicious Bahamian food, games, and unforgettable entertainment, it was a celebration of culture, history, and pure island fun. Catch all the highlights, behind-the-scenes moments. Don't miss the exclusive recap of the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. Tune in and relive the adventure, only on our TV.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come.
Welcome to our Sports at 7. I'm Sasha Lightbourne, in for 10th year seniors. We've heard about Carifta track and field, and we know we dominate Carifta swimming. But have you ever heard about Carifta gymnastics? For the very first time, the Bahamas will field a team of 23 gymnasts headed to the inaugural Carifta gymnastic competition in Jamaica on Thursday. The head coach of the team is Aaliyah Elliott. One of her assistants will be Rashad Cunningham.
The Bahamas is finally featuring its very first gymnastics team that will be participating in the Carifta game, which is the first gymnastics Carifta in the entire Caribbean, and it is taking place in Kingston, Jamaica this weekend. We are incredibly excited because we know that our girls have worked tirelessly over the couple of months that they've been training together as a team. And we are excited because they are going to go to Jamaica and they're going to rip it apart.
Grand Bahamian and head coach of the Ole Miss women's basketball team, Yolette McPhee-McEwen, also known as Coach Yo, her entire team and her coaching staff were treated to a grand reception celebration at Bahamar last night. Yo and her team are in town for the Bahamar Hoops tournament, which began on Monday. Her team will play in the championship game tonight, beginning at 7:30 against UConn. That'll do it for our sports at 7 p.m. I'm Sasha Lightborn. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a fragile truce begins. Israel and Hezbollah agree to a U.S.-France brokered ceasefire. Plus, Haitian gang members killed during a confrontation with police. This is CARICOM leaders set to meet in St. Kitts, working to protect the region from rising crime. The details when our news returns.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the life.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me at Talia Hall every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Tune in to relive the magic of one of the Bahamas' oldest and most iconic events, the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. From thrilling native sloop races to delicious Bahamian food, games, and unforgettable entertainment, it was a celebration of culture, history, and pure island fun. Catch all the highlights, behind-the-scenes moments. Don't miss the exclusive recap of the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. Tune in and relive the adventure, only on Our TV.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area.
We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. A U.S. and French brokered ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah took effect at 4 a.m. local time Wednesday, ending a deadly conflict sparked by last year's Gaza war. U.S. President Joe Biden announced the deal Tuesday, calling it a step toward lasting peace. Israeli forces will withdraw from southern Lebanon as Lebanese troops deploy, with Hezbollah ending its armed border presence. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned of a strong response to any violations, while Lebanon's foreign minister said 5,000 troops are ready, urging U.S. support for rebuilding efforts.
If Hezbollah or anyone else breaks the deal and poses a direct threat to Israel, then Israel retains the right to self-defense, consistent with international law. Just like any country, when facing a terrorist group pledged to that country's destruction.
5 people killed in a mass shooting Monday night in Jamaica's St. Andrew Parish near the capital Kingston, according to local media. Authorities say they have not made any arrests or identified a motive. This marking the latest in a string of mass shootings, including one in late October when 5 men were killed at a soccer game. Jamaica has one of the world's highest homicide rates, but killings are said to be down this year, with 1,039 reported so far compared to 1,262 last year. More than 100 gang members have been killed in Haiti in a 3-day period as armed gangs have stepped up attacks and attempted last Tuesday to invade one of the capital's upscale neighborhoods, Pétionville. The National Human Rights Defense Network says most of the deaths happened in areas like Canapé Verte and near the Oasis Hotel, with some gang members killed by police and others by residents defending themselves. Vigilante groups known as Boacal are on the rise and sometimes with police backing. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization sounding the alarm over how the violence is crippling healthcare and worsening the country's food crisis. And CARICOM security and law enforcement ministers, they are set to meet in St. Kitts and Nevis this week, tackling transnational crime as a top agenda item. Starting Thursday, the 2-day meeting will be chaired by St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, who has prioritized regional crime-fighting efforts. Discussions are expected to focus on intelligence sharing, border security, and unified laws to combat criminal activities across borders. Dr. Drew emphasized the importance of collaboration, saying, "Our collective security depends on working together to protect our citizens and ensure a safe Caribbean." Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was November 27th. Then in our news at 7:30, big moves ahead as the Boundaries Commission gears up to redraw constituency lines. How the Commission's recommendations could shape the next election. But first, a drug trafficking scandal deepens as Prime Minister Davis takes action, meeting with top law enforcement after a U.S. indictment names Bahamian officers in an international drug ring. We'll tell you the latest when our news returns.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trevi Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the life.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me, Italia Hall, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool.
This is Our News. Welcome back. On this day in Bahamian history in 1951, musician Cyril Dry Bread Ferguson was born, known for hits like Yama and Don't Squeeze the Mango. He died in 2009. 2019, former cabinet minister Shane Gibson, he was acquitted of bribery charges. And in 2021, Michael Pintard was elected leader of the Free National Movement. If you want to see a full recap of all the stories that made history today, be sure and head over to ournews.bs. Well, selecting the ideal school for your children, a major responsibility, right? And there are a lot of options. Danielle Miller in this report speaks with experts at a recent education fair about how schools in the United Kingdom might actually be the right option.
Have you ever considered sending your child to school in the United Kingdom? It's not all that uncommon. Experts say when seeking education abroad, it's essential to do your research and not just limit your options to the United States or Canada, as there are also schools in the United Kingdom. Recently, I attended an education fair hosted by Beach Education, whose mission is to inform students and parents across the region about institutions in the UK.
Beach Education is an educational consultancy, and I specialise in helping families in Bermuda and the Caribbean with finding UK boarding schools and universities. Amazing schools in the UK. It's sometimes quite hard to know where to begin, and I think having this sort of event gives an opportunity for families to know what options are out there, but also there's schools that I'm happy to recommend, and I think it gives them that sort of safety and knowledge, knowing that actually Fiona, the owner of Beach Education, is recommending these schools, and I do all the background checks. I've run boarding houses before. I've been involved in admissions for a really long time. So it gives them that sort of security, knowing that these are really great schools that they're looking at.
The education fair had a total of 14 schools in attendance, including Gordonston, whose alumni consists of King Charles and other members of the royal family.
What's important is we're actually really down to earth. If you come to see us at the school, you won't be able to tell if it's the King or someone that's there from County Durham or someone that's just been involved and come over from abroad. There's no difference between the kids. And part of that comes back to what I was saying previously, that, if you're on a boat or you're out on an expedition and you're finding hard times, you've all got to work together to be able to succeed.
For more information, you can visit Beach Education on social media platforms. Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Danielle. If you want to watch that story again and all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. Going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is our Talia Hall with the latest headlines. And Talia, before I toss it to you, just want to send a special hello to the folks down at the Collections Central Collection Center, Town Center Mall, for their support and also for the service.
Yes, great service. I went on My Gateway. I applied for my driver's license, went in, and it was less than a week, and it was such smooth service. Shout out to Kimberlina. She watches us every night,
Hello,
and so
Kimberlina.
we appreciate the support from her and everyone else, for sure. Thanks so much, Ken. And remember, your chance to start the new year in style this Boxing Day. You could drive away in a brand new all-electric 2024 BYD SUV. Visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the question correctly, and you're entered to win. Good luck. Before you head over to our website, here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on our News Live at 7:30, the Prime Minister set to meet with law enforcement officials as news from the recent U.S. indictment continues to raise questions about the police force. This as high-ranking police officers face serious allegations in the U.S. indictment detailing years of trafficking. A former Prime Minister speaks out as residents grow increasingly concerned. Plus, the Boundaries Commission will resume work on December 11th. That's according to an announcement by the nation's leader in the House of Assembly today, a sign that the next general elections may not be too far away. And later, the world-famous Valley Boys claim they have yet to receive Junkanoo funds from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Their legal team is now investigating the delay. The story when our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. That earth-shattering indictment in a U.S. court prompted Prime Minister Philip Davis to call a meeting with the heads of the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces to hash out the details of that indictment. The indictment names the office in charge of the Airport Division Chief Superintendent of Police Elvis Curtis, Sergeant Prince Simonet, who works with Curtis, and Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker as conspirators who helped facilitate the transshipment of tons of cocaine from South America through the Bahamas and ultimately the United States. Davis says there's an immediate need to restore the integrity of the police force.
The leadership of this organization must understand the gravity of this moment and the immediate need to restore the integrity of our institutions.
In a statement, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez said the indictment represents a dark moment for the force and is a sobering reminder that no institution is immune to breaches of trust. He acknowledges the disappointment of the Bahamian people, who he says have every right to demand answers. Fernandez says any officer implicated in wrongdoing will face the appropriate consequences. There will be no shield of protection for those who tarnish the honor of the uniform. Defense Force Commodore Dr. Raymond King said he would not tolerate any breaches of trust or compromise of the mission to protect the Bahamas, adding those responsible for the wrongdoing will be held fully accountable.
Security forces must demonstrate that they are prepared to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and accountability. The Bahamian people deserve a security framework they can trust, and this government will ensure that trust is rebuilt.
There were no holds-barred criticisms coming from the Free National Movement outside of Parliament this morning. F&M heavy hitters, including former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, weighing in on the bombshell indictment alleging a conspiracy spanning both the current and previous government, saying anybody who has brought this country to this level deserves the full weight of the law. The F&M leader and F&M chairman also commenting on the issue. Our Marlena Leonard reports.
This is a crisis. This is a moment where we will see whether or not we are once again a nation for sale.
The F&M chairman's comments come following the release of a shocking U.S. indictment naming 2 high-level law enforcement officers, detailing allegations of years' worth of drug and firearm trafficking. The conspiracy also mentioning the alleged involvement of a high-ranking Bahamian politician. Opposition leader Michael Pintard calling for a commission of inquiry into the Royal Bahamas Police Force, a suggestion echoed by the F&M chairman and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, especially considering other recent high-profile cases alleging police involvement in violent crimes.
One would think the Davis administration would do everything possible using local experts and international experts with impeccable reputations, that they would have employed them to engage in an open, transparent commission of inquiry. Why they have failed to do this, again, is beyond us.
But according to the indictment, the alleged corruption dates back to before the Davis administration took office, saying it was since at least around May 2021 when the Minnis administration was in office. Dr. Minnis' response when asked about that timeline?
I am totally anti-corruption. Totally. I cannot tolerate it. I cannot stand it. So believe me, if I knew of any that occurred under us, I would have dealt with it appropriately, all right? But I know of none offhand. But if any had occurred under my administration, they know exactly how I feel. Believe me, they would hide and keep that away from me because, like I say, I am totally against corruption.
As for the F&M chairman's take, he says there should be consequences regardless of the political affiliation or rank of those found to be involved.
Let the chips fall as they may, whomever is involved. There should be no sacred cow. Anybody who has brought this country to this level deserves the full weight of the law.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Thanks so much for that, Marlena. The high energy from this morning's House session continuing after the F&M leader's request to make a contribution on the matter was shut down by the House Speaker. But during the F&M's press conference, moments later, their question and answer segment evolved into a war of words as the leader of Coalition of Independents, Lincoln Bain, began questioning why opposition leader Michael Pintard hasn't used the Public Accounts Committee in his efforts to hold the Davis administration's feet to the fire.
Why are you not filing judicial reviews? Why are you not using the PAC?
You had your opportunity. Allow me to answer the questions, and we can talk about that afterwards.
I am paying you, and I'm asking you a question.
Yes, I'd like any questions from the media.
You can file judicial reviews
to
fight the government. You have to stand up and fight, Michael. That's what we are paying you for.
Any questions from the media?
All right? We are tired of the questions. We need action now. Stop being weak.
Any questions?
Stand up. A judicial review. Right. If they gave money to the commissioner of police and the deputy commissioner,
any questions from the media?
PAC, you could have investigated that.
Yeah, go ahead.
You need to stop being weak. Or if you don't know what to do, step down.
Being continued as FNM continued to shift the focus to the media questions, prompting Pintard to turn his attention back to the smaller party leader.
You and I can have an opportunity to debate, but allow them to ask the questions.
No, I'm not debating with you. I just need you to step down if you're going to be weak.
No, I understand you are seeking to get where we are. You are seeking to get where we are, and so you will attempt.
I don't want to get there.
No, you will get where we are.
I don't have to be doing this.
If you are credible enough, the public will give you a chance, but you are not credible enough.
All right, well, the Boundaries Commission will begin its work starting next month. That's according to Prime Minister Philip Davis, who made the announcement in the House of Assembly this morning. It's a sign that the next general elections may not be that far away. The commission reviews the electoral boundaries every 5 years and makes recommendations to ensure the equality of numbers in each constituency. The Prime Minister says he looks forward to the commencement of their work, which will then be forwarded to him.
Members of that commission on the side of the government is the Deputy Prime Minister, member for Consumers, the Honourable I. Chester Cooper, and the Honourable Dr. Michael Dowell from the constituency of Tall Pines. And the opposition member is Mr. Shenandoah Cartwright, a member of St. Barnabas. And the judge that's been appointed by the Chief Justice is Justice Gregory Hilton.
We have not received any seed money from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Cultures yet. That revelation coming from Chairman of the world-famous Valley Boys, Brian Adderley. Adderley made the statement during a press conference where the group announced a significant contribution of over $75,000 from Walker's Industries aimed at assisting the group with preparations for the upcoming parade. When asked why the group has yet to receive any funding from the ministry, the chairman said the reasons remain unclear and the matter is currently under review by their legal team.
I'm advised that the minister made public remarks on television, but we haven't officially found out why we haven't received the seed funding. And as I said, it's put us at a disadvantage. It's frustrated our members, and it's quite frankly unfair.
As for the ongoing legal battle between the two factions of the Valley Boys, the chairman had this response.
There's one Valley Boys. Some persons have left to start another organization. And that's as far as I'm prepared to go today. We've been going on Bay Street for the last 66 years. And we don't go to Bay Street to have fun. We go to Bay Street to win.
All right, well, cooler temperatures across the island as we move closer to the holiday season. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Italia, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions around the islands and outside our studios. 76 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds on the outside. Your winds out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Feels like temperature in the mid-70s. Satellite radar composite showing that disturbance near the southeast Bahamas, still providing us with some cloudy conditions as well as some showers and isolated thunderstorms across that area. A dry air mass associated with high pressure to the north of us, dominating the remainder of the islands, providing us with some really nice conditions. We expect that disturbance to slide towards the west, should bring us a couple of isolated showers across the central Bahamas, but all in all, should be nice for Thanksgiving. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority offers us an exclusive look into its Building and Development Department, showcasing how rigorous inspections ensure the city adheres to its strict building codes coming up, and ham, turkey, stuffing, and cranberry sauce. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? While as millions of Americans celebrate Thanksgiving, a local resort is embracing the tradition with a special menu. Our Megan Shepard has the details when our news returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Tune in to relive the magic of one of the Bahamas' oldest and most iconic events, the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. From thrilling native sloop races to delicious Bahamian food, games, and unforgettable entertainment. It was a celebration of culture, history, and pure island fun. Catch all the highlights, behind-the-scenes moments. Don't miss the exclusive recap of the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. Tune in and relive the adventure, only on our TV.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that
The Grand Bahama Port Authority plays a vital role in keeping the city of Freeport running smoothly through its various departments. In tonight's City in Focus, we take a closer look at the Building and Development Department, specifically its role in building inspections, which are carried out to ensure homes adhere to strict building codes, all in an effort to safeguard residents. The Grand Bahama Port Authority's Building and Development Department oversees a wide range of responsibilities, including the inspection of construction projects to ensure they comply with proper building codes. Freeport takes pride in its rigorous building standards, which have contributed to the city's reputation as a well-planned city. Building Inspector Nicholson Miller recently took us on a tour, offering an inside look at what goes into inspecting properties and why it's so important.
We would meet with the contractor who would provide us with the approved drawings, and those drawings were reviewed and approved by my department.
On any given day, the department conducts anywhere from 1 to 15 inspections, each one crucial in maintaining Freeport's high standards. Miller admits after Hurricane Dorian, inspectors have identified several poor building practices.
While the materials were not the best, they were not configured as well as they should have been, which led to buildings could have stand up much better in hurricane conditions, did not.
To address these issues, Miller and his team encourage contractors to uphold the highest standards during construction.
Because at the end of the day, the only person who's going to suffer is your client.
But at the heart of the inspection process is safety.
This is of the utmost importance. You cannot deviate from what was approved. If a house is scheduled to be placed on a property at a certain distance from the boundary, we wouldn't allow you to deviate without the proper steps being taken. So we want everything to look organized and be in the organized state that it's planned to be in, because it's a very well-planned city. And if we allow the community and the property owners to deviate from what the plans for the city is, then we would have a city that looks very disorganized.
When our news comes back from the break, as millions of Americans prepare to celebrate Thanksgiving, a local resort is embracing the tradition with a special menu, inviting Bahamians to indulge in the holiday spirit with a festive feast.
Coming up in our sports tonight, for the first time, we have a team going to the Carifta Gymnastics Games. And Coach Yo and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels get a warm reception at Baha Mar.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the life.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me, Italia Hall, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
This holiday season, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is bringing light back to Bahamian homes. Through our partnership with Bahamas Power and Light, we're offering the Merry and Bright Holiday Reconnection Program, so you can pay as little as 10% of your outstanding balance and get reconnected. Just in time for the holidays. Pay a little, light up a lot.
Welcome to our sports at 7:30. I'm Sasha Lightbourne, in for 10th year seniors. 23 young girls will make history once they begin Carifta Gymnastics competition in Jamaica on Thursday. For the first time ever, the Bahamas will field a 23 all-girls national team for the inaugural Carifta Gymnastics competition set to begin in Jamaica on Thursday.
I'm so grateful that with this year's team, not only do we have delegation from New Providence, but we also have delegation from Spanish Wells. So we're not just taking only Nasuvian children, but we're also taking our Spanish Islanders with us.
But support is paramount, something the team has not received a lot of when compared to track and field and swimming.
We know that gymnastics is a new sport, and it's not a new sport, but it's one that's not as supported as it should be around the islands of the Bahamas. And so we're calling on the government at large, we're calling on corporate sponsors, we're calling on residents to support gymnastics, support our young gymnasts who, like those in track and field, those in swimming, are leaving our country to represent the islands of the Bahamas on the regional stage.
Now, we did speak to Sports Director Kelsey Johnson-Sills. She outlines the funding the government did provide for the Gymnastics Federation on our social media pages. Meanwhile, a grand celebration was held at Bahamar last night for a Daughter of the Soil. Let's check it out. Coach Yo and her Ole Miss Lady Rebels should be on the court at this hour. The team is playing UConn in the Bahamar Hoops Continental Tire Championships. But yesterday, the team got a warm welcome from Ministry of Tourism officials.
Coach Yo, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being the ambassador that you are in our country. Thank you for bringing the teams here over and over again. No matter where you are, you always exude that Bahamian pride. We just want to let you know that we value you, we appreciate you, and even though Mississippi is borrowing you, your heart and home will always remain in the islands of the Bahamas.
Coach Yo was grateful to the ministry for the warm reception.
All the coaches that have been seeing me, they've been coming to me, they said, "Oh, Coach, this is your home." And my chest just lifts up and I'm so proud. And I said, yes, welcome to the Bahamas. So I am honorary a part of the Ministry of Tourism as well.
And finally, before we go, it was a big day for standout high school seniors.
Anae Mackey, Diore Scott, and Tasia Stubbs all had their official signing day today. Mackey is headed to Louisville University, while Scott and Stubbs are both headed to the University of Nebraska. Mackey's focus will be the discus, while both Scott and Stubbs will continue to focus on the javelin. All the ladies are members of Blue Chips Athletics. All the best to them as they continue their careers at the collegiate level in track and field.
Now remember, there's still time to go and check out the game between Ole Miss and UConn over there at the Baha Mar Convention Center. That will do it for our sports. I'm Sasha Lightborn in for 10th year seniors. Back to you, Italia.
Still ahead on our news tonight as millions of Americans prepare to celebrate Thanksgiving. A local resort is embracing the tradition with a special menu, inviting all Bahamians to indulge in the holiday spirit with a festive feast. Our Megan Shepard has the story straight ahead.
Beautiful conditions around the islands. Temperatures managed to get up into the 80s. We're looking for some much improved conditions for Thanksgiving, but we do expect the front by the weekend. We'll tell you more about that when our news returns. Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Tune in to relive the magic of one of the Bahamas' oldest and most iconic events, the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. From thrilling native sloop races to delicious Bahamian food, games, and unforgettable entertainment. It was a celebration of culture, history, and pure island fun. Catch all the highlights, behind-the-scenes moments. Don't miss the exclusive recap of the 2024 Rollville Exuma Regatta. Tune in and relive the adventure, only on our TV.
My name is Atreyu Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Atreyu Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come.
This is our news. Welcome back. We are still tracking that surface trough across the southeast Bahamas, generating quite a bit of clouds as well as some showers and thunderstorms across the southeastern islands and the Turks and Caicos. Most of the activity will stay to the east of the islands. There's also a disturbance just to the south of Haiti and eastern Cuba. That will also stay to the south. High pressure dominating the remainder of the islands with dry air mass, and we're expecting cloud-free conditions. So we're looking at some radiation and cooling. So we're looking for cooler temperatures at night, and those temperatures will climb once again back into the 80s. Frontal boundary expected for the weekend. That should drop our temperatures once again, so we will be getting some 70s again, and we could possibly be seeing some upper 50s, possibly even some 60s during that time frame. Plan on doing any beaching or boating for the northwest and central Bahamas. Your winds will be out of the east at 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide is at 11:13 tonight. The high tide takes place at 5:35 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there. Winds a little stiffer, east to southeast, 15 knots. They will be gusting high at times. Seas will be running 3 to 5 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we will continue to enjoy beautiful conditions up until Saturday. Then we expect that front to get in here. Temperature will take a dip. Should get to about 80 degrees on Sunday, and then we see those 70s once again for the early part of next week. Nighttime temperatures will be in the 60s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, tomorrow, millions of Americans will recognize their Thanksgiving holiday, but over the years, Bahamians here at home have adopted the part of that tradition, and that part, of course, is the indulgence of Thanksgiving food. I can't wait. Well, tonight, a local resort wants to help you celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday with a special menu. Our Megan Shepard reports.
Chef de cuisine at JWB Prime Steak and Seafood, Jariah Strawn, giving our news team a sneak peek of just some of their delicious offerings for this Thanksgiving Day. While it is not an official holiday here at home, Bahamians have taken to the custom, often spending countless hours in the kitchen each year to prepare a lavish meal. Well, this year, Margaritaville wants to give you a break.
Well, we have a specialty entree, as well as we will be offering a specialty dessert. I really want to leave that as an element of surprise, but I'm telling you that it will be wonderful. Also here at Vacation Cafe, we're doing a full-service buffet for Thanksgiving dinner.
Strawn says not only will their menu satisfy all of your Thanksgiving cravings, but their views from both restaurants are sure to be amazing.
Well, definitely this is a time to fellowship with family and friends, and eat great food, cook great food, keep it simple, and definitely enjoy. In Vacation Cafe, it's going to be about $80 plus, and in here, the price is still to be determined, but I would encourage you all to come and celebrate with us as we provide delicious offerings.
Now, if you're looking to experiment in the kitchen this holiday season, Strawn has one piece of advice.
I would say keep it simple. Salt and pepper never hurt us, as well as take advantage of using some of that gravy or the jus, the little stock that comes from the turkey. Don't throw it away, save it, baste it. As well as if you're deboning, use the bones and make a good rich stock. That goes a long way.
And when it comes to leftovers?
Bahamians like ham and turkey. You maybe could turn your ham into a steamed ham. You could do turkey sandwiches, etc. But really try to save that food because it does take a long time to prepare on the day of, and it's going to be delicious.
Reporting for our news, I'm Megan Shepard.
All right, looks and sounds really good. Thanks so much for that, Megan. And thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.